I think it's very important to work hard. The reason behind working hard is you don't really see any benefit, you don't see any blessings come from not working hard. I believe that by working hard, you're showing Heavenly Father that you're willing to go after whatever goal it is that you have, whether it be a financial goal or a physical goal or a spiritual goal. Whatever the goal is, if you work hard towards that goal, Heavenly Father will help you to achieve it, especially if it's a righteous goal. So I believe that working hard is very crucial into getting our goals and achieving those goals. So role models, I've had a lot of good role models. I've been surrounded by people in my life who have shown me the importance of hard work. I think that one of the biggest examples that I've had in my life has been my dad. My dad, ever since I was a kid, he's had multiple jobs. A lot of times doing things that he doesn't love to do, but he loved to work, and so he was willing to go forth and put the sacrifice into achieving whatever he needed to achieve at that job. Not because he liked the job, but because he loved the outcome of working hard. The feeling that he got when he, came home from a 10-hour shift was just so rewarding, because the relaxing part, the leisure part, and being with the family became a lot more valuable. So my dad has been a great example of that to me. I've had some other great examples as well. My mom is also one of those hard workers that has had multiple jobs and been successful at them. My wife as well works hard, went to school, and was doing both at the same time. She showed me that it's possible for me to go to school as well, and also still have a full-time job. So a lot of great examples in my life. One experience in my life that I actually absolutely love and has stuck to my memory for a long time, and I think I'll continue to cherish throughout my life, was an experience that I had at the very beginning of my mission. My very first transfer, I was in this area that was considered one of those areas where missionaries hadn't had a lot of success, and we weren't seeing a lot of success for the beginning of my mission. I didn't know what I was doing, and my companion had his own struggles at that time, and we argued with each other, and we didn't get a lot of effective work done. We worked hard, but we overcomplicated things, ended up not being very successful. Until we realized that we need to stop arguing, stop complicating things, and just keep it simple and work hard. So we planned on just knocking every single door that we could on this very highly populated couple of streets. And so we were knocking those doors, and it was about 9:30 at night, and we hadn't had any success with anybody. No one who invited us to come back. No one who invited us in to have a lesson. And so we were still feeling good because we worked hard and we felt successful that way, but we weren't seeing the results coming from it. So it was the very last door. I just decided we needed to knock this one last door, and my companion came along with. We both knocked the door, and a lady came out of her, and she spoke to us through her window. She didn't come to the door, and she was not interested at all. And I was like, well, I felt this prompting to knock on this door, and why isn't she responding the way I expected her to? And as I spoke to her, I just kept going. I tried teaching her the first lesson right out the window, and I started speaking a little bit louder, and I noticed that there was a woman with her child sitting across the street under a tree, and she was listening to everything we were saying. And as she listened to the things that we were saying, I noticed she got more and more interested. And I just noticed this through my peripherals. So I got up, and we invited the lady to come to church that we were speaking to. And so I stood up, and then eventually we walked over to the lady who was under the tree. And as I spoke to her, she said that she heard everything that we said, and that she was really interested. She said that she had been searching for the true church for a long time, and that she had been to many different churches, and that she hadn't seen anything that was that felt right for her family. And we testified to her that this was the true church, that this is the true church on the earth, and that her search is over. And that now it's time to search within these scriptures, and we told her about the Book of Mormon. We taught her about Joseph Smith. A few months later, she actually ended up getting baptized, her and her 2 boys. And her husband, who was an alcoholic, started recovering from that issue that he was having, and her life has been changed ever since. And it was all due to our hard work and diligence, and her hard work and diligence in seeking out truth. So we were very blessed by that. I think there's a few different ways that we can be really effective in our work, and we can work effectively. I think there's 3 ways that I've learned throughout my life that are really important to being an effective worker. I think the first thing is, throughout your 8-hour shift or whatever it is that you're working on, make sure that you have small goals that you want to achieve, whether it be a small milestone or something to keep track of your results. Just make sure that you have some sort of goals that can measure where your success is currently. Along with that, I think understanding why you're doing that. Understand the big picture instead of just noticing the hard work that's in front of you. Notice why you're doing that hard work and understand that, and seek to understand that. I think the third one, and this is where I believe a lot of us tend to fall short, is remove distractions while we're working. If we're working, we got to make sure we're focused and concentrated on that specific work. As we do these things, for me, I've been very blessed, and I think that everyone will also be blessed by doing these things. I think there are many different role models throughout the scriptures, and a lot of different great examples of the results that come from hard work. I think we could talk about all the different prophets. We can talk about the apostles. We can talk about Paul and all his different missions that he served. We can talk about Nephi and his hard work and coming to the Americas, and Lehi and leaving all the things behind and working hard towards coming to the Americas as well. There's countless different examples, but I think the biggest example and the best example is Jesus Christ. Is throughout his difficult journey, which he did alone, he was diligent in all that he did. He showed us that we can do these things that seem difficult, and that he helps us along the way as we do them, because he's felt our difficulties, he's felt our hardships, and so he's able to enable us to go the extra mile. He can give us that extra strength that we need because he has been through all of that. Jesus Christ has been a great example to me in my life, and to anybody who seeks to emulate his and become happier. He's the hardest worker of all of us, and he's shown that great example to us.